Hi everyone, this is Nana for Tangle Time Arts, and today for our weekly Tangle, we are taking a quick look at paradox. You'll need a couple of tiles or a blank sheet of paper, a black pen, a number 2 pencil, a tortillon, something to draw a circle with, either a compass or like I have today, some tape. And you'll also need um, just to start with, just a sheet of plain paper. And I've just got a regular pen for our practice here. Paradox is super simple and it creates this wonderful, almost optical illusion. And we're just going to start by just draw a square, roughly a square. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then to do this, we're going to go around the square step by step. And you're going to start in a corner, and I'm going to start going counterclockwise because that's the way I like to go. You're going to start in a corner and you're going to draw over to not the other corner, but a little bit over from that. So we're just going to draw a line like that. These lines do not have to be straight at all, and it's not going to matter if they're crooked or wavy. Then we're going to rotate our tile and we're going to start in that corner that we just made. And again, we're going to go over to the other side, but a little above the corner. And we're going to rotate again and do the same thing. And rotate and do the same thing. It's important to rotate so that you can keep track of what you're doing. And we've gone all the way around. And now we're going to do that again. And as you can see, as we go around and around, it's getting smaller and smaller, the space inside, but it's nicely curving around here, almost like we're making kind of like a pyramid. And we just keep going. Oops, I'm going a little off the screen. Sorry. And now when you get to these center areas, if you feel like you don't need to rotate anymore, you can carefully work your way around without rotating. But if you still need to rotate, that's fine. Go right ahead. And for the very center, I just go right through the middle like that. And now we have this really nice curves in here. And to shade that, you would just add a little bit of graphite in these areas. And then you would blend that out. And then you would take your tortillon and blend that out. And we'll do that in our upcoming project once we get through this practice part. So that was going counterclockwise. So we went this way around our square. Let's make another square. Oops, sort of square. And now we are going to go this way. All right. So last time we started here, but this time we're going to start here. So we're starting in this corner and going over here and leaving the space on the right-hand side. Last time we left the space on the left-hand side. Now we're going to rotate our paper. And we're doing the same thing, but we're going this way. And we're just going around our square. So it's the same steps, but just in the opposite direction. And again, your lines don't have to be straight, and you don't even need a perfect square. And you just keep working your way around. And now I'm at the point where, with a lot of practice, I don't need to rotate. You can keep rotating if you need to, but I'm just going to fill in, working my way around. It took me a lot of practice to get to this point. All right, so we have the counterclockwise and the clockwise, and you can see they curve in different directions. Paradox is so simple, yet you have to focus. But the great thing is it works in other shapes too. Like you could do paradox in a triangle. And I'll just quickly fill one in for you. Again, you're starting in the corner, going over to the other side and leaving a little space. And you rotate your way around like that. And that's a triangle, counterclockwise. You can also go clockwise. You could also do something like the seed fragment, and that's a little trickier. So you're starting in a corner, you're going over to the other side, but not the point, a little bit off from the point. So your goal is like right there. So we're going to go like that. So basically, we're just making an aura of each line or curve, but coming in a little bit. And especially with the seed shape, you're kind of tracing along or following along the previous line a little bit before you come up. Like that. And for this one, you would shade along here and along here. And for the triangle, you would shade along here and here and here. So that's our practice. I would suggest just using any black pen, any pencil, and just a plain sheet of paper. And that works well for practice. I'm going to set that aside for now. And I'm going to take a tile and let's see, a pencil. Yeah, I'll use a pencil. And I'm just going to, I have something round here that I'm just going to center on my tile. And I'm going to just draw the circle in there like that. And while I have the tape out, I'm just going to do a second one. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Set the tape aside and pick up my pen. I'm using an apprentice pen today. And I'm going to start with just placing a dot roughly in the center. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not trying to be perfect today. We're just having some fun. And from here, I'm just going to draw a line roughly straight up. I'm not even measuring today. And then I'm going to draw a line to the lower left and then to the lower right, kind of like a, I guess, almost like a peace sign. And then I'm going to divide each of these shapes in half, roughly half. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just approximating here. So for this one, this first tile that we're doing, I am just going to go in the same direction each time. And I like working counterclockwise. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think I will actually ink over the circle first. All right, you can pick any one of these to start with. I think I'll start with this one. And this is a curved line like our seed shape. And I'm going to go over to the other side, but a little above that point. I'm going to rotate and do the same thing. So we basically have two sort of straight lines and a curved line that we're working with. And just take your time and work around the shape. All right, we finished one out of, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and I'm just going to keep going around this, going in the same direction that I was. So again, I'm going to start in the corner and go over to the other side. There's a lot of rotating with this tangle. All right, we have 2 done. And as you can see, now they're kind of blending together and we're getting this interesting shape here between them. Now, one thing I'd like to add is that if you ever feel like one of these is too wide, whereas the other ones are more narrow, all you need to do is go back in there and add a line, and that takes care of that problem. All right, moving on to our third sort of triangle shape. And we're still going in the same direction and filling that in. And as you keep practicing, it'll go faster and faster for you. All right, we're half done and we just keep going. We're getting a really cool shape here. That one's a little wide, so I'm going to divide that in half right there. All right, just two more to go. And honestly, don't worry about your lines. None of mine are straight lines. And then we just have one more area to go. So we've got this real cool shape going on in here. It looks almost like twisted or braided together. Isn't that cool? And my last, these are almost like they're triangles, but sort of like pie slices. They're um my last one is actually my largest one, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. There we go. We have all of our pie slices, our triangles filled in. We went counterclockwise for all six of them, and we have this really cool shape here. Now, before we shade this in, we will shade it in, but we're going to do another tile, and we're going to do it a little differently, but we're going to set it up the same. So put a dot roughly in the center, and then a line straight up. Another one to the lower left and to the lower right. And then you're going to try to cut those in half. I'm not taking the time to measure or anything like that. All right. So again, we're going to start with the same rotation that we were doing over here. have one of those wide ones, so I'm going to just cut that in half. All right. So we did the same thing on this one that we did on this one. And now instead of going the same way, we're going to go the clockwise way. All right. So start here, and then we're going to aim kind of for the same spot there, like that. So we're going the other way. And I'm trying to kind of match what I have on the other side. Like that. I'm going to take a moment to ink around our outer circle. Sometimes I do that at the beginning and sometimes I do it at the end, but I'm just going to take a moment to do that now. Just makes things look better. So with this one, we had one pie slice going counterclockwise and the other one going clockwise. And as you can see, we've got a different shape here from over here. So we're just going to keep continuing that way. So now our next one is going to be the counterclockwise. And again, we're doing this within a circle, but you can do this with squares. You can divide up triangles. You can do different shapes and really play around with it. It's really fun and super interesting to play around with because you kind of get like an optical illusion. Like that. And then we're going to go clockwise with the next one. So with this project, with this tile, you're alternating your direction. All right. So now you can see we're really getting this really cool shape in there. And we're back to going counterclockwise. All right. And then our last one is going to go clockwise. We're almost finished. Yay. How are you doing with your tiles? Are they coming along? Take your time if you need to. And what I love about Paradox is that you don't need any fancy tools or colors or anything like that. You just need your basic supplies and you're going to end up with a really cool optical illusion. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to set my pen aside and put my cap on it. So now we have this shape, and then our other one looked like this. Isn't that cool? So we're doing the same strokes within the tangle, but just alternating the directions, and you get something completely different. And with this one, we had gone counterclockwise all the way around. If we had gone clockwise, the shape would be in the opposite direction. All right, so we're going to do some shading. You'll need your number 2 pencil. I'm going to start with this one here. And I'm really just following along the curved part like that. Some people like to go on the other side of it like this, and that's fine. Um, so within each, you can still see the pie slices here if you look carefully. So we're just doing that for all 3 swirls that we ended up with. And then I'm going to rotate and just keep doing that the same. All the way around. And I'm also going to add some graphite on the edge there. I'm going to set that aside for now before we blend it and take a look at the other one. And for this one, I kind of like to add the graphite on the inside of these points and then come out around the center. And I do that for both sides of the shape. So I'm going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to rotate over and get the next one. Making sure to get this center here. And then I'm also going to do the same with these 3 points, working from the point. Working from the point and up and around. And rotate and get the next one. And then I'm also going to add some graphite on the outer edge. All right, so we have graphite on both of those, and then I'm going to take a tortillon and start with our first one. And I'm just going to blend that, working my way around. And then also going around the outer edge. All right, how cool is that? Isn't that cool? You get this awesome optical illusion there. This is so cool. Once you put the shading in, you can see like it has this depth to it, like it's almost coming off the page. Cool. Let's do our other one. I think I'm going to start from the centers and work my way out. Rotate that. And let's get these points as well. And then go around the outer edge. I'm not really adding any in here because I just want that to be brighter. But I'm definitely adding some to these point areas here. And I'm just doing that with the tortilla. Like that. So now we have both shaded, and you can see with just a simple change of direction, you get two completely different pieces here. Which do you like better? Sometimes I like this better, and then other times I really like this better. I don't know, it just depends on the day, I guess. So now you can put your chop on there, your initials. And for pieces like this, I usually just put that in a corner. I just pick any corner. Like it doesn't have to be this one. You could choose a different one like that. And you can flip them over and put your name on there, put the date. And this was weekly Tangle or Tangle of the week. And I think this one might be 4. I'll have to double check. And then the Tangle was Paradox. And you can fill in the other side of that one as well. So take a look at both, try both. Try this within different shapes, triangles, squares, seed fragments, pentagons. Just experiment. I usually use a sketchbook or computer paper and just have fun with it and let me know how it goes. All right, this has been fun, and I hope to see you at the next one. Have a great day, and remember, I love you guys. Bye.